How's it going, everybody? So today is the last part of the dashboard creation series, and this time we're using templates. So this wasn't touched before, and templates are super cool way if you need to have one dashboard that's replicated across multiple data channels, and basically one dashboard, one design becomes multiple dashboards. And as you saw from previous video, it takes ages to configure all of the data channels. So this time we're going to do it only once, and then we are going to replicate our success by just using really quick clicks, and it just blows your mind. So let's just get into it. Just a reminder, in terms of BVD, the scenario is going to be something similar to what you see right here. There's a main dashboard. The user clicks on a number when it changes. There are multiple dashboards over here, but by clicking on a performance number or something like that, they get a personalized dashboard for a mobile device. This is how it looks like. Okay, so the name is populated, it shows performance and everything related to the specific server. So our current setup, the new one that we'll be using, has 10 servers. So it would look like this. The user would click on one of those nice links over here, and then it would lead them to the mobile dashboard, which we need to build. But it doesn't exist yet. And we need to be aware about what data we send. So here in OBM, I'll go to setup and maintenance. I'll go to BVD data forwarding. And in BVD data forwarding, I see that I send all cluster CPU and metrics. And also I send monitoring dashboards for all of those. And the tag, the one that I use for search, is called a WebMD in this situation when I need to list all of the events. So let's go back to our BVD. We will upload our dashboard by clicking this big plus button and choosing the mobile version. So the mobile version should be called AOS Mobile View. And we will upload the dashboard. Oh, and actually we need to rename it. As you see, it's trying to replace the existing template, but I don't want to do it because the existing template is configured to have its data channels in a specific way. So I need to give it a new name. Okay, so I'm going to rename those two files. It's going to be AOS cluster. No, it's shop cluster. Shop cluster mobile view. And same thing goes here. It's going to be shop cluster mobile view. Okay, and it's a little bit different. The idea is to have those names similar. So when I'm editing the main dashboard in Visio, I would be able to replace the new version every time without mistakes. And for this, the names should be matching up until the extension. Okay, trying it once more, going to our BVD, and we show shop cluster mobile view. Okay, upload dashboard, and we have ourselves a clean slate. Okay, so this is a placeholder, right? We need to fill in every single dashboard parameter over here before we make it into template. So let's do it real quick. The server name should come from WebMD. No, actually, it should come from the data channel for cluster because the cluster would provide the name. So it's going to be shop PD. Shop PD. We're going to search for this thing. And yes, so shop PD. And we see that on a DB, it provides the instance name, right? So shop PD, and yeah, why not? We'll just select the very first one, and the value is going to be shop, instance name. Like always, we'll click and apply, and like always, we will go And well, we need to refresh the page in order to see the selection. But we want to see the page opened in a second tab, so we would be able to review our shop cluster mobile view, right? Let's have a look. And there it is. Surely it put this database CI name over here. So now we need to animate everything else, right? So performance is going to be also based on shop PD, and we are going to put the performance based on the CPU. Which, yes, this is a CPU and it puts a value, and we are going to do the same thing. Shop PD, as you see, I'm not selecting really, I'm not trying to adjust it to one of the existing channels because there are like 10 servers, but since we're going to use templating, all I need to do is just select the correct version of the data channel before it moves, right? So since we did the database and there are no events really for a database to select from, we are going to select events for one of the web servers. It doesn't matter. And it's going to be based on shopMD. And I'm going to put like number 5 so it wouldn't appear very similar. You know what? Actually, I'm going to use shopMD, shop web 1, right? And I made a mistake. So shopMD. And just a reminder, we're building a demo application, right? Not everything is for the eyes of the user. Shop review, web 5. Okay, it's going to be web 5. And I'll need to repeat it several times. So that's going to be it. And it's going to be number of critical. And for this one, is going to be once more the same thing, shop MD. And it's going to be based on number of major. This one is going to be based on number of minor. Number of minor, which is always empty because we're not using those events, but still, that's part of the process. And this one is going to be number of normal. Okay, and now one last thing, filter out the events. So it's going to be based on this. And it's going to be number of critical events over the past 60 minutes. Okay, and it's going to be chart auto scale. And this one too should be a chart based on the last 60 minutes. No, actually, you know, the last 10 minutes because it's going to be CPU and it's going to be chart auto scale as well. So now we click apply and we verify it over here. And if everything is right, we are done with the configuration. Okay, fantastic. Now we don't see this graph over here because it's just trying to gather the data starting only now. That's completely fine. So now we are going to convert this dashboard into a template. And the way to do this, we need to select what is the template, right? So when I select the data channel, one of the components, it says, well, are you going to convert dimensions to a variable? And I'm going to say yes. Variable means that now for every matching data channel or instance of the data channel, I will be able to select the unique values that appear in this widget, right? So here I say, well, the unique value that I'm going to change in the future is going to be based on the instance name, which is great. Now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to say, well, it's going to be based on instance name over here, and it's going to be based on the instance name over here. Now, I did not mean to zoom out. Now I'm going to select the data channels, and here I'm actually going to select this parameter because I'm going to select a different source, right? So it's going to be number 5, and it's going to be number 5 as well, and it's going to be number 5, and this is going to be AOS shop number 5, and we click apply. Okay, so what did we get? Let's have a look. We go back to our dashboard. We find our super cool, unique dashboard shop cluster mobile view, which needs to change, right? So the title, can I change the title? I should be able to do it by going down over here. I'm going to say edit, and yes, the title is going to be mobile view. Okay, shop cluster mobile view, and we're actually going, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna say save. Okay, so it has some kind of automatically generated thingy over here, which doesn't really give us anything, I imagine. But it's not appearing here in the list anymore, which is exactly what we need. Okay, and the default one, you can toggle it to show in menu, right? And then we'll see that in the menu, it should appear if we open and close it. It should be loading automatically. Yes, automatically create a dashboard instance, and it's based on the very, very default, which we don't need. So we're going to hide it, and we're actually going to delete it. And now we're going to create new instance, and we're going to say shop shop load balancer. Okay, and then the instance name is going to be a value from template, and the label is going to be based on. Okay, it's actually okay. So here it would be based on uh, load balancer, which would be the main or all of the events, right? So AOS shop cluster event summary, the whole thing. Okay, and now we are going to apply. No. So I made a mistake. 1 second. Sorry about that. So we are going to go back to our dashboard over here. We're going to click new. And this instance is going to be shop load balancer. Yeah. And it has no menu categories, no anything. And it's going to be shop MD, and the label is going to be, well, the full event summary. Okay, let's click on apply. And we see that I actually am able to see this. Does it appear in the menu? Yes, it does. So shop load balancer would be missing the server name because it's configured in a incorrect way, right? So we go to shop load balancer, and what we see that it says, well, the events and critical events and everything is right, but performance, database, and everything is actually wrong because I selected the wrong template. So as you know, a great artist still, so we will go to dashboards and we will examine how it was made for a previous cluster. Because why do that, right? So we go to edit and we see that for the CPU total, they are actually selected not just the variable, but the value, which I totally missed. And this is a lesson to all of us, boys and girls. Even if you did something in the past, it doesn't mean that you know everything. Okay, so this is the one thing, and this is the one thing that we are going to modify over here. And this is the third thing that we're going to modify over here. So we say save, and we go back to our modifications over here. And now the instance name appears as we want. So shop LB is called AOS shop in our location. Okay, and system name is going to be AOS shop, and it's going to be the full cluster summary. Fantastic. We say apply, And we refresh the page, and now we see that all of the settings are set to the correct ones. AOS shop, the performance, and everything is correct. So now we need to repeat the same steps for all the rest of the servers. So I'm going to jump right into this section. Okay, and after about 5 minutes, this is what we have. We have all of those nice cluster dashboards that should not appear in the list right now because I still need to expose them. No, they actually are. Right, so cluster main dashboard, cluster drill down, and then AOS shop. Basically, we have a load balancer through DB. And actually, since it specifies them according to the alphabet, probably I need to rename those, right? So it's going to be what? It's going to be WebDB. Would it work? Or should I move it a little bit to the back, right? So what can we do? I can do it ZDB, or I can do it PGDB, right? And or do they appear in the list according to how I show them? No, they actually sort them out themselves, right? So load balancer move to PGDB because W. Right, so we are going to say AOS Web 1, right? AOS Web 2, AOS Web 3. As you see, there is like a little bit of tidying up that's not expected, but it does play out on the visuals really nice. Normally, I wouldn't care if I would be having my own organization, but that's what we do. Yes, Web 1, and that is going to be AOS Web 8. Okay, so all of those are visible, and we say apply. And now we are going to see how it's going to look like in the list over here. And now I have the LS load balancer, and I have the PGDB, which I can rename actually to be just DB. Now I don't need to specify what is the name of it. And basically it just works. So this is how you use templates. As you see, the idea is to specify correctly what are the variables. Now, when we worked with the system metrics, we had to choose two variables, right? The instance name, but also the parameter inside it. Otherwise, it would not be populating any data. And then for the event filters, of course, it was a little bit easier because we just needed to select the monitoring dashboard that's forwarded from OBM. And that is it. So in the next video, I'm going to be linking it all together, linking the whole puzzle together, and it's going to be pretty much a short video. And yeah, if you like this video and you want to see more OpsBridge or productivity tools content, just subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.